It's important that there are queer people who are keeping other queer people safe.
The second transgender woman to die in a week.
The recent murders of 3 transgender women.
She is hardly the most recent trans woman killed in this country.
Trans women of color being murdered at an alarming rate. You have to ask yourself, like, why is this happening? I think one reason why is because trans women of color don't have access to transportation that is safe, that is dignifying, and that is where we come in. And Nora and I will be facilitating. Also, the drivers for tonight. I was on Instagram one day, scrolling through, noticing many queer people of color sharing stories about feeling unsafe while traveling. People who've had to jump out of cars, moving cars in order to protect themselves from potentially being physically harmed. Everyone should have the right to be able to travel freely and safely.
When I moved into this neighborhood, this is a neighborhood where a lot of trans women are working, doing either survival or just intentional sex work. And I was never able to come home from the club without being followed by a man or followed by a car. Specifically recently, during Pride Month, I experienced a lot of fear for the first time, I think, of walking through the world because women like me were being murdered during a month that I was supposed to be proud. And so I ended up taking a lot of cars wherever I was going, and that comes at a financial cost. And there was nothing that I felt that I could do about it because I just was so afraid to walk on the street. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, and raised there in the deep, deep South. I think that rural areas in Alabama can be dangerous. They can also be very safe. I think cosmopolitan areas like New York City can be dangerous, and they can also be safe. For girls like me, we don't always live in the same New York City as everybody else.
We want to make sure that people in our community who want to go to parties and events can be their full selves. They don't have to worry about dressing a certain way or acting a certain way when they want to go out in public and go out at night and have fun. The only person that is going to protect the queer community are other queer folks. We know that our lives matter. We know that nobody is going to do the work if it's not us. Ooh.